You show up to a party trying to stay connected with friends. You talk about their life, their jobs, their breakups, and they carelessly skip past your grief. If this sounds familiar to you, this one is for you. Hi, I'm Lina. I'm a health psychologist and I lost both my parents in my 20s. And I'm making this series about the quiet, complicated parts of grief, especially when you lose a parent young. Okay, let's start with something I didn't expect: how uncomfortable my grief can make other people. Not everyone knows how to show up or what to say, and that can often result in silence. People are afraid they say the wrong thing or making you feel worse. You might notice people avoiding eye contact, changing the subject quickly, or offering cliches. It's not that they don't care, they simply don't know how to deal with this. It's okay to acknowledge that this is a part of grief, the awkwardness, the discomfort. Not everyone knows how to show up when someone is grieving, and that can leave you feeling like you're too much. Some people don't know what to say, so they just say nothing. It doesn't mean they don't care, they're just unsure or overwhelmed, but it still hurts. When you lose both parents, things get even more uncomfortable. There's this invisible scale of loss, and when you tip over the edge, you just become unrelatable. You start noticing how people fidget, change the subject, or offer platitudes because they don't know how to sit with the depth of your pain. But here's the truth I've come to understand: grief makes people uncomfortable, not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to care. They don't know what to say, and they don't want to say the wrong thing, so they just say nothing. And that silence, that's what hurts the most. It makes you feel invisible in the very moment that you need to be seen the most. When you lose a parent in your 20s, especially when it's both, people don't have a framework for that. It's not supposed to happen yet. Losing your parents is something you deal with when middle aged. And so when it happens early, the people around you, they freeze, they fidget, they fill the space with cliches or avoidance. And you're left holding something too big, too sacred, too heavy, often on your own. It's not your fault and it's not their fault. It's just that your loss pulls people into a depth they haven't visited yet within themselves. So recently, I was at a party of one of my friends, and it had only been a couple of months since my dad passed away. We were catching up, laughing, sharing stories, talking about life, and I was doing my best to connect with my friends, to be present. And the whole day passed, and no one mentioned it. No one asked how I was doing with my loss, how I was feeling, how I was holding up. I was showing up for their stories, their joys, their worries, but no one made space for mine. At some point, I even brought it up about how I had this moment while I was sitting in my new house that I have no parent left to share this milestone with. No one to call and say, I made it, I moved in. And the response was this glassy look and a change of subject. And I just sat there inside myself, holding it all. That's what people don't talk about. How you can name the thing vulnerably, honestly, and still feel unseen. Still feel like your grief is too big, too awkward for the room. And I know I'm not the only one who has felt that. That pulling away, that awkwardness, that invisibility. I just want to say, I see you. You're not too much. Your grief deserves space, even when other people don't know how to make room for it. When you lose a parent in your 20s, especially both, your grief sits in a place where most people your age haven't been to yet. It's unfamiliar to them. And unfamiliar things often get ignored. Not out of malice, but out of fear, discomfort, helplessness. Just because they can't meet you there doesn't mean it's not real, or worthy, or sacred, and it deserves to be seen.